Hi, everybody. Welcome to RailsConf Central. As you can see, I'm amongst all the computers and things today. What I want to do is take a quick moment and give you a little tour of using Discord for RailsConf 2021 because there's a lot in there. I want to highlight a couple of things about how to use it, stuff that might make it a little bit easier. So let's go ahead. Let's bring Discord up. There we go. Perfect. So let's start with the login page. So normally you'd be starting here. Let's actually make myself a little bit smaller. So you'd be starting here and you'd basically be clicking on the join chat right here. So you click on this join chat right here. And then when you do that, it'll bump you over to do the Discord login. Once you go through the Discord login, you make an account, you use your existing account login. What it will do is it'll plop you right over here into the RailsConf 2021, the rules channel. That's just where everybody starts, right? We're not really using that at the moment, but that's where everything begins. So let's cover a couple of quick, easy things that you're going to want to know. First, if you come over here to the actual RailsConf server here, the little server icon, you right click on it, you've got some important options, right? The one that I want to highlight first of all is this change nickname. This is changing your name just for the RailsConf server, not for anywhere else. So if I want my test account to be known as inside the computer, there we go, piece of cake. Now you all can message me, my test account is inside the computer. Let's go through a little bit on what channels mean what, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at the channel list right here, right here, right here. So this first group is the default. Basically, we left them in there, voice channels. They're really not for anything specific. You all can use them for whatever you'd like to use them for, frankly. Got some people idling in there. When actually they talk, it will highlight their name so you know if people are talking. But yeah, you can kind of use them for whatever you want. They don't have a specific use or a specific need for people to use them for. So next, we've got the informational channels. So this first one is announcements. This is where we're going to leave announcements for anything that's going on. As you can see right here below me, Marty has given a little announcement about the workshops happening, which are going on right now when I'm recording this. And then a schedule, which we're going to update tomorrow. It'll start updating with the, sort of the schedule of QAs and generally what's going on. Speaking of general category is where just the regular old chat is happening, right? So we've got these three channels that you're going to see here. Open chat, which is really just where everybody starts. When people join, it welcomes them. Most of you have been in there already, right? Job opportunities, again, it is what it sounds like. It's just where people can post jobs that they've got going on. Questions for staff. If you have anything, you're like, I don't know how this works or whatever. Again, we've had a lot of people in here this morning asking various questions, including why doesn't the login work? That's a story for another day. Should be working now. You can see just sort of general questions, right? Next, we've got birds of a feather, right? So what is this birds of a feather category? Well, birds of a feather is a general topic. It's a general category of sort of special interest. So for instance, if you would really want to sit down and you want to talk to people about neurodiversity, for instance, or Puma, or things that are going on in your town that are sort of specific to a certain thing, you can create channels in there. Those are open. This is an open category for you, the attendees, to create channels in. As you can see, someone just created active job and beyond, right? Then we've got hallway as a separate category. Now, why are they separate? Hallway is not necessarily meant to be about a specific topic, right? Like you can see in here, we've got one that's just EMEA, which is just people that are in the EMEA zone, which is Europe and the Middle East, effectively time zone wise. And then we've got some other, we have some other general ones in here from sponsors to talk about things. And actually, I want to talk specifically about sponsors. So a tier of our sponsors have specific chat rooms for you to ask them questions. They'll be actually doing sponsor chats in there as well. That's on the schedule for you to see those. And then we've got the workshops, which are going on now. So if you watch this not on the first day, these won't necessarily be super useful. But the workshops that are going on, this is actually the channels for the workshops. Speaker chat is ones for the speakers to create for if they want to have a Q&A, they want to do something. The speakers can create chats in here and they'll direct you over to them. Or if you see them and you want to talk to a specific speaker, you can jump into there. Next two categories are, I'm actually going to collapse them for a second here, are I can't collapse them because we've got so many unreads, but they are QAs and QAs continued. The reason is just that we had too many for a single category. And this is actually the space for the actual QA discussions that are going to go on, that the speakers are going to put on, right? Let's talk a little bit about this unread thing, which you saw me just sort of run into right there, right? So when you've got these channels right here, that means that there's message in there that I haven't read. So my test account hasn't really been used much, so it's got lots of unreads in there. And that can be a little daunting. The way that Discord works actually is that the channels that you have access to, you're just in. There's not a join functionality like in Slack, right? So this might be a little daunting. You might be like, hi, these are too many actual channels to deal with, right? I don't want to, I want to just ignore them for the time being. And that's what we're going to talk about right now, muting categories and channels. So for instance, if you're like, you know what, I don't really need to deal with the speaker Q&As today, you can right click on the category and you can go mute category and you can say, you know what, just for the rest of the day, right? So I'm going to mute those for the rest of the day. And now that is all muted. That just, it wraps up and I'm not basically dealing with it anymore today. And I could do the same with QA continued if I wanted, mute for 24 hours. And now those are just out of sight, out of mind. I don't have to worry about them, right? Similarly, if you want to do that with workshops or with any of the other ones, you can mute the whole categories. Now, if you want to mute, let's go ahead and unmute this one, right? And then mute this one. If I wanted to mute just a specific one, it's really busy and I'm just not interested in it for whatever reason, right? Yeah, I can right click on it, I can mute channel, and again, I can mute the channel for a specific amount of time. So that's a kind of a way to kind of clean up a little bit of the clutter that comes with a Discord that has as many channels as ours does. I want to highlight one other thing about channels. So one of the things that we've been using in the QA channels have been using it, and we've been using it in the announcement channels, is pins. So over here on the open chat, you can see that there's pinned messages. You click here, and you can see that there's actually a specific set of messages that we have basically said, hey, these are ones that we think are important that you want to know about, right? So in a specific channel, you can say, oh, this channel's got pinned messages. The QAs have pins, a lot of them. The workshops have pins. You can find out, well, what was the important thing that I should know about that has happened in this channel? You can look at those pins. Lastly, this Discord is going to be live for a month. So we're going to leave it up and running until a month after the conference ends. So the conversations won't be lost. You can still talk to people. The information will still be up there. That goes along with the fact that the actual site will still be up for a whole month. So after the conference ends on Thursday, all the videos will still be available for you to come back and watch for an entire month. So I hope that has helped you get a little bit of a better idea of what Discord is and how to use it. I'm going to head on back over and see if I can find the bug, the moth that flew into one of these computers. Have a great day, and I'll see you online.